Hey everyone, and welcome. My name is Ambi. I am a non-binary makeup collector and beauty enthusiast, and today I thought it would be fun to share my November favorites, November 2021. So I know what you're thinking. It is a little late to be doing a November favorites video, but do I have a story to tell you? And there may be some adult language in this story, so just FYI. So I was going to film this video this past weekend, but then I ended up being sick all weekend. I don't know what was going on. I was just like really exhausted, and on Sunday I slept until 11:30 in the morning, which is like 6 hours later than what I usually wake up. So like, legit, I was really not feeling well. And then I am just like buried in work right now. I've got a lot on my plate at work, and that's taking up, the majority of my time, as, well, it should. But yesterday I had a doctor's appointment to have an infusion, and I thought, well, after that I'll come home, I will film this video, and I'll finally get it up. So I went to the doctor to have my infusion. I have an autoimmune disease. And essentially what an autoimmune disease is, really simplifying here, is when your immune system attacks your own body because it thinks that your body is doing something it shouldn't, but it's not. And so the way that we treat it is with immunosuppressant medicines, which literally do that. So anyone who's taking like biologics or any type of immunosuppressant, our immune system is compromised. So anyway, I went to the doctor to have my infusion. I do this all the time. And I've been having this same medicine for a while. It's really hard to treat autoimmune conditions because you kind of have to experiment with different medications. So I have one that I take orally every day, and then I have my infusions like every 6 weeks. And I've been using this particular infusion for a while, and it's actually been working really well. Well, yesterday I went and they hooked me up to my IV, and things were going fine. We were a few minutes in, and I was reading a book that I just started the book, and it was describing a medical procedure that the main character was having. And medical stuff kind of makes me queasy sometimes. And I noticed I started to feel a little like nauseated, and I felt like I was having a hard time breathing. And I was like, my God, am I having a panic attack from this book? So I closed the book. I was like, okay, I'm just going to focus on my breathing, try to catch my breath. And I noticed I was getting like a really bad headache, like a pounding headache right at the front of my head. And like my head was like full. I don't know how to describe it. It just felt really weird. I could feel like my face was flushing. And I thought, okay, I'm just going to concentrate on catching my breath. I looked up at the clock on the wall because I was trying to focus my attention on something. And I realized my vision was starting to go kind of black on the edges. I was like, oh shit, I'm having some kind of reaction to this medicine. So I called the nurse, and she came over right away and stopped the infusion, pumped me full of Benadryl, gave me some Tylenol. But I had to sit there for like 2 hours until my blood pressure went back down to normal. The doctor came and checked on me. Like everybody was coming and checking on me. It was so embarrassing. I couldn't help it. But anyway, come to find out, the doctor told me that it's possible for your body to develop an allergy to that medication even after you've been taking it. And he said I had a pretty severe allergic reaction to my medicine. So I'm like, that means I have to find another medication to use. So it's very, very frustrating. That took up my whole day. I came home, took a nap, we went to bed early, and then today I woke up with a bad headache, but I think it's like a Benadryl hangover. But anyway, here I am. I'm ready to talk about some fun stuff, because that was definitely not fun. Alright, so November favorites. I've got kind of a variety here of makeup and skincare and a fragrance. The first couple of things I'm not going to spend a lot of time on because I've already talked about them, and if you've watched any of my other videos, I think I've mentioned this in every video, so I'm not going to spend much time on it now. but the Huda, I blanked for a second. My brain is like, ah! The Rose Quartz palette. I absolutely adore this palette. The same feelings that I had about it last week when I posted my video. Still love it. Still a great palette. Still use it all the time. Like, it's one of the palettes, this one and the one I'm about to talk about, like, I use this palette so much, I feel like that I have to force myself to use something else, you know? So I do really love that one. Still recommend it. I'm not going to talk about this one very much either because I've already mentioned it a couple times, but the Natasha Janona Retro palette. I'm not always a huge Natasha Denona fan. A lot of her color stories just really don't speak to me, but I really love this one. It really does provide a great variety of looks. I've used this palette so many times, and every single time the look is totally different because it's much more, what's the word I'm looking for? Anyway, it provides a lot more variety than I thought it would based on what it looked like online. And then when I saw it in the store, I was like, oh gosh, I really need to buy this palette because it really is something special. Now, the next thing, I can't remember if I've mentioned this in any other video or not, but it's a lipstick, and it is 100% luxury. I gotta show you, I'm gonna show you the packaging and everything that it came in because it's just wonderful. So the brand is the, let's see if I can get it so you can see it, Byredo. I like to call it Burrito because that's more fun. This is the Amber in Furs lipstick. I have a lot of amber themed makeup products. My legal name is Amber, but I choose to go by Ambi. So this is the box, and then it slides out, and it has this little bag, a little drawstring bag that you see with the B for burrito. And then, all right, open the bag. And there's the beautiful lipstick case, and it has this really unique shape that you can see. And then it has, I think it's on here, yeah, Byredo here. You can probably barely see it. It's gold on top and silver on the bottom. Love it. My favorite jewelry is like mixes of silver and gold. So I saw this lipstick. I was like, I have to have this. It has a magnetic cap. It's very heavy too. Like, it feels so weighty and so luxe. And then here she is. You can see how pretty. It did have a B on the top, but it's kind of worn away now. They describe it as a warmly shimmering nude. And yeah, it is. It's a, I think it pulls a little pinker than what it looks like it would be in the tube. I'm trying to position it so you can see it well, but I will say this, my lighting in here is absolutely terrible. If you have tips, if you do YouTube videos and your lighting actually shows your makeup, I would love to know what you use, because I'm looking at my face right now in this thing. It doesn't even look like I have makeup on, but I swear to God, I just spent like an hour putting on a face. So I would love to know, what is your lighting arrangement? I don't have an overhead light in here, so it's super weird, but it is what it is. Gorgeous lipstick. There are many, many colors to choose from. I have all of this stuff linked down in the description box, by the way. So I just love using that lipstick. It just feels so nice. It would be a great gift. Great gift. The next thing I have is on the opposite end of the spectrum, very, very affordable. It's the NYX Eyebrow Powder Pencil. And I think it's like $6.50. I've had this for a long time, but for some reason, I just wasn't really using it. I don't spend a lot of time on my brows. I just don't really prioritize that. I don't really notice that on other people. It's just brows are not really something that's important to me. But I'm trying to get into it a little bit more. So I don't even remember when I bought this. It's been sitting in my drawer for a while. I really like it. It has a really nice, I may have mentioned this before, but it has a really nice soft spoolie on one end. And then you have the powder pencil. This is shade Ash Brown. So my brows are really cool tone. It is a very, very soft pencil. It blends out with this really soft spoolie incredibly easily, incredibly easily. So if you're like me and you have a lot of dry skin in that area, I know it's kind of gross, but this doesn't like, this is so gross, but it doesn't like cause a lot of dry skin flakes or anything, which is something that I would be concerned about with a spoolie, but it doesn't do that for me. It's really soft and it blends out really nice. Really, really like this. Next is a Charlotte Tilbury item, which you might be aware, I really, really love Charlotte Tilbury, and this is one of my, like, I would say this is one of my favorite things in my whole collection right now. It's the Nude Gasm face palette. It's so beautiful. I mean, the packaging is absolutely stunning. You have the supermodel on the front, and then the gorgeous shades on the inside. I know this palette, a lot of people have pointed out that it is not suitable to all skin tones. And I do agree that is a major drawback. But for those of you who can utilize this particular color story, I really think this is a great palette. And if you are really, really pale, this shade in particular might look a little intimidating, but these shades are actually not, they're kind of sheer, but you can build them up. So I think they're really meant to be that way so that you can, you know, get the pigmentation that you need for your particular skin tone. I absolutely love it. I can use this as a blush. I've seen people with deeper skin tones use it as a highlight and it look beautiful. And this highlight in this palette, I think is the prettiest of the Charlotte Tilbury highlighters that I've tried. And I really like this baked kind of formula. It looks really, really smooth. It does not enhance texture on the skin. I have combo skin, and I usually refer to my skin as oily because I struggle much more with oiliness than I do with dryness most of the time. But right now I am definitely dealing with some dry patches that are really, I don't know if you can even see it on my face, but I'm having a lot of dryness, especially like right in here where you would put blush and highlight. And this product does not really, it doesn't make that stand out. So I really, really like this formula. And this is another product that I feel like I reach for it all the time. And so just for the sake of mixing it up and using the other stuff in my collection, sometimes I don't use this one on purpose, even though I kind of want to. Is that bad? Is that bad? What's your opinion on that? Like, what do you do? When you're obsessed with a particular product, do you just use it and use it and use it? Or do you still try to mix things up? I'm very curious. Another face product is a Pat McGrath blush. So, you know, her Divine Blush collection came out, I guess in the spring is when she released these blushes. Ring light. Anyway, here we have the blush. Now, I love the Pat McGrath packaging. I love black packaging. If it's sleek and black and lacquer, I'm gonna like it because I just think it's so pretty and so sophisticated and elegant looking. Really luxurious packaging all the time with Pat. Oh shoot, this is the wrong thing. Well, I do love this highlighter, but whoops, I picked up the wrong thing. Well, the good news is I have it right here in my drawer. Thank goodness I didn't film this in the other room. Here she is. I have so many Pat McGrath things on my desk right now that I just grabbed the one that I thought was it. But this is the blush. Same exact packaging as what I was just showing you. But this is the blush in the shade Desert Orchid. And I just got this, I think I just got this in October. I can't remember exactly when I got it. But anyway, it is relatively new. My other two Pat McGrath blushes, I got them when they first released. But this one is the newest one that I've added to my collection. I absolutely love the shade. It is a very warm, kind of peachy shade. It has a little bit of a sheen to it. It's not sparkly, it's not glittery, but it just enhances the skin really beautifully. And as you have likely heard from a lot of people, this blush formula is really, really beautiful. Very long lasting. And I think of all of the ones that I have, this is definitely my favorite. I don't like very cool toned blushes most of the time. I really prefer something warmer. And I feel like every look that I do, I feel like every single day I could wear this blush and it would look great with whatever I was wearing. It's so good. Now I have a skincare item and we're almost done. This is, I only have one more thing after this. So I got the Glow Recipe, I gotta read the thing. Glow Recipe Watermelon Glow Niacinamide Dewdrops Ultimate Glow and Brightening. And okay, so I had gotten this a couple months back and I've been using it every single day. And I've really come to love it. And it's really become a staple of my skincare routine in the past month. And I was hesitant to try this at first because I was concerned that it would enhance my oiliness. But then finally, I learned that niacinamide is actually a good thing for oily skin. And what I really love about this is even if I'm not wearing makeup, I just feel like my skin has a really pretty glow to it, but it doesn't make it look oilier. It just makes it look more radiant. And I find that I'm starting to like radiant types of products more and more, even foundation products, and my tastes are starting to change. So quite like this. It smells really nice. The only thing is, it's not a, I'm sure you cannot see, but it's only like up to here right now. And this is the newest one that I have. So there's not a huge amount of product in here. And if you use it every day, then it's not going to last forever. All right, last but not least, I have definitely, I think the most beautiful fragrance I have ever smelled in my life. I had ordered some things from the Dior website earlier in the summer, I guess. And when you order directly from the Dior website, you get free shipping, you get 2 free samples, and if you order over a certain amount of money, on occasion, they will let you also select a deluxe sample. And the deluxe samples from Dior are legitimately deluxe. They're really nice. And so I selected a deluxe sample of their new fragrance, which was the Vanilla Diorama. And I really love gourmand fragrances. I really love vanilla fragrances. So I thought, well, I bet I'll like this. And if I don't like it, I didn't pay extra for it, so, you know, no big deal. But I loved it so much that I did end up ordering the larger size of it, and I've been using it a lot this past month, and it really is more of a fall and winter fragrance. But I wanted to show you first the packaging it comes in. There we go. It is a really sturdy cardboard tube. It's not like a toilet paper tube, like it's thick. And it has, I'll show you on the inside, but it has the sticker here. This perfume is part, well, I keep calling it a perfume, but it's not really a perfume because it's meant for anyone to wear. It's part of the collection of fragrances. I don't know how to pronounce it in French, but the English translation is the Christian Dior Private Collection. So when you go on their website, you won't find this under the women's or the men's fragrances. It's in that separate category that is meant to be worn by anybody. So to open this, just pull off the lid. The lid does not have anything on the inside. But I'll show you this in a second. I want to show you the box first. It's really nicely lined with this like felt type of material, and it is not squishy. It is firm in there, so it is going to be protected. So definitely save the box if you get any of these fragrances. So all the fragrances in the private collection come in a similar bottle. The bottle shape is all the same. They all have a black magnetic cap, and they all have the white label. I absolutely adore this packaging. I love just a nice, simple, elegant packaging. How beautiful is this? I mean, this is a weird thing to say, but I also really love the color of this liquid. It's like a, I mean, it is kind of an ambery color, really. And it is a little bit of an ambery fragrance. As far as vanilla fragrances go, if you love them like I do, you should be aware this is not a sweet vanilla. This is a very spicy and boozy vanilla. And I'll tell you the notes that are in this. I made a note of it in my Gryffindor notebook. And let's see, the top notes are orange. Can you even see this? I'm telling you. There we go. There we go. Top notes are orange, pink pepper, and lemon. And you do get a little bit of a citrus hit, I think, when you first spray it, or at least I do. The middle notes are rum, cacao, and cardamom. I definitely get the rum. Definitely get the rum. And the base notes are bourbon, vanilla, sandalwood, and patchouli. I love patchouli. Love sandalwood. Love vanilla. Those are some of my very favorite notes to have in a fragrance. So this has got it all as far as I'm concerned. And I'm telling you guys, it is so beautiful. Like, I'm going to spray it. I mean, you definitely get that citrus at the very beginning. Oh my God. It smells so good. It is so spicy, so warm, so freaking sexy. I'm telling you. If anyone was wearing this, like, I want to be on that person. You know what I'm saying? Like, it is sexy. It is definitely has that kick of spice. If you're not into that, this might feel a little too strong for you. Also, if you don't like patchouli, you probably, or at least in the way that it performs on me, the patchouli really comes through. So if that's something that you don't enjoy, be aware. But if you like a fragrance that pulls slightly more masculine, I think, and that is really alluring and sensual, and just people want to eat you, you know what I mean. You'll like this. This is very personal to me. I love black jelly beans, aka licorice jelly beans, but the actual flavor in licorice jelly beans is not licorice, it's anise. And this smells like anise to me. It smells like black jelly beans. Gosh, I love black packaging. I love black jelly beans. I wear black all the time. I don't know what's up with that. Anyway, yeah, I love this fragrance. I can't say enough good things about it. I wish I had gotten the biggest size. This is the smallest size that you can purchase it in. It was just over $100. The largest one is, I think, in the 300s. So it's not cheap. All of the ones from this particular collection are pretty pricey, but they have a lot of them to select from. And many of those fragrances also have body care that go along with them. They have candles that correspond to them. This one doesn't have that yet, but fingers crossed it will soon, because I will buy it all. All right, y'all, I think that does it. Definitely tell me down below, what's your lighting situation? How do you work your lighting? What do you have? I'd really like to know. And if you have any November favorites that really stood out to you, share, please, by all means. Y'all, until next time, I'll see you on Instagram, Face Ambition. Until then, take it easy.